So I'm going to make this video while it's fresh in my mind. Yes, next year will be the year of the fire horse. Yeah, my friend from the Butterfly Sanctuary, she was talking with me about that, and she said Trojan horse. That is so true. It is so true for the Trojan horse to come through, because we did hijack the earth in 2025, you guys. Yeah, we did that. And then with the year of horse, after the grand she shed, we will be for full horsepower. Full horsepower. Yes, there will be the 4 horsemen plus the grand horse of the fire horse that comes in. Yes, the grand return of the Christ within symbology through animals, utilizing the Chinese calendar. All the calendars work together to paint a very good story astrologically, so we can tell what time it is, and we tell what time it is with the stars. The stars connect with the mint, that is the mind. Yeah, and I talked about Hosu. I want everybody to know Hosu is for the house. You need to utilize text twisting whenever you, and see, this is why they came up with that game, to help you play the Gematria magic. You must learn how to do this. So if you want to get really good at my game, I do recommend you play like Scrabble Babble and Text Twist. So you can find those hidden gems, you know. I talked to one of my friends, Diane. Hello, Diane. Yes, I talked to her about finding those hidden aces. Anytime you see 1, 3, 5 together, it doesn't matter if it's 3, 5, 1. Just know if you see a 1, a 3, and a 5 together, that's an ace, and we collect the aces because we are the pirates who are playing poker with the Grand Fire Poker. You know, like Jesus carries an ace. It's hidden. I can show you how to find that ace, though. Let me show you real fast. Okay, so here's the name Jesus. Jesus is also JeSuis. JeSuis. Let me show you how to spell that. JeSuis. Sui. Sui. Sui is for the pigs. Sui is also us, you guys. Rearranged. When you take the word Jesus and you give it some electric, you can add in your silent E, and I've told you before your silent E is silent E, I, and Y for the E, because they all make the E sound. So you can add your silent E to Jesus, and then you will get JeSuis. See, oh, I put it in the wrong spot. Yeah, and this equals in French, I am. See, and I've shown you several times how I am is also the ham, and how ham carries the hand for the handle. Okay, and Sue Ann is the handle for Jesus for Suzanne. 74. Jesus equals 74 also. Likewise, Sue Ann is Mary Ann. Okay, and Mary Ann carries the Ann for the analog. The analog is always going to point also to the hoe, because the dippers are the hoes, you guys. I don't know if you're gardeners, but let me show you what a hoe looks like. Okay, so when you do your grand swastika, here's your hoe right here. Okay, you see the hoe? Okay, and then usually the hoe is for digging, right? She's a mighty digger, the grand hoe, the analog. Okay, and the hoe always has a handle so you can get a grip. Okay, likewise, the handle is also Ann for Jesus, for Suzanne. Notice how Ann is there. Any words that have A-N in it is going to connect to Ann for the analog. It's a codex, you guys. Just like the name Jesus is a codex, I just showed you how you add your silent electric back, your silent E, to get the grand I am. Okay? Now Jesus carries the ace. And you need to understand, all languages come from beginning. They just roll out in due seasoning. Okay? 10 plus 5 plus 19 plus 21 plus 9 plus 19. Okay, this is all going to equal 74. Well, JeSuis equals 83. And then when you take out the I, and the 83 is your 38 fire connect. When you take out the I, that is 9. Then you will get the 74, Jesus. Okay, now Jesus carries an ace. He carries a 1, because 10 is also a 1. And he carries a 5. He carries an 8. He carries a 3. And he carries a 10, which is also a 1. Okay, and how I got this was utilizing my gematria. This is the first dimension. Okay, and then this is the second dimension. And anytime you see 1, 3, 5, because I collect aces and jacks, because Jack is Jesus, you guys, right there. J is always for Jack. J also carries a story. If you flip this, you'll see the grand story of R. See how the J carries the story of R? See that R right there? Okay, now J also is 1 for the alpha. Okay, and then you got your 3, 5 ace, your 1, 3, 5 ace right there, because 1 is A, C is 3, and 5 is E. So there's your hidden ace in the Jesus. Jesus also carries the program of Sue, you guys. S-U-E. Okay, now he also carries Seuss because he is Dr. Seuss. He's the healer. A healer is also known as a doctor. So he is Dr. Seuss. S-U-E-S. See that? Seuss, with the doctor, you need to know it's also the prophet. The doctor is also the prophet because he brings the medicine from above. Okay, and you will see a lot. You will see a lot about the prophets with the whores in the Bible. Notice how the word whore connects with your horses, you guys. This is why Hosu is also the hoe, or the harlot for Ra, the house of Ra. Let me show you the word harlot. H-A-R-L-O-T. There's Lot right there. And here's Ra right here, and your house. Okay, this is how you need to start looking at words if you're going to play gematria with me. You can find Ra so many places. Okay, but it's dealing with the house of Ra and his lots for the grand harlot. Okay, because she is a grand connect. She's a grand hoe. She has a grand handle. And in your Bible, she also has a basket. Yeah, and she lowered that man down the side of the wall in her grand basket. You must understand, they were against the hoe for a long time. That great woman, that Babylon woman, right? Yeah, and why were they against her? Because she is the head operator. They wanted to make it a man's world, you know, and a long time ago, the women ruled the world, you guys. Just like the Great Mother was greatly revered. And look what they have done with the program here. They have created hoes on a whole other level, but you must understand it always goes back to beginning. Isn't it funny when you go to court, they say they'll sue you. Sue is in so many things, you guys. I hope you take the time to go and find her. So is Anne. Hosu and Marianne, they all connect for little Annie, the orphan.